What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Big Fry, and I hope you guys are doing well. I'm bringing you guys another tactical FPS that has been around in like the underground discussions of tactical FPS for almost a decade at this point. Like, we're talking Star Citizen level development time here, and that's a game that you guys are seeing on screen here called Due Process. But before we do that, today's sponsor is Opera GX. They've sponsored the channel before. Ever since then, I've been using this browser. It has completely replaced other browsers that I have used, specifically ones that seem to chug and take up a lot of system resources. Opera GX is completely customizable, from colors to appearance to wallpapers to different animations and sounds. It's completely customizable to your preference. Opera GX not only allows you to limit the network, so you can limit how much bandwidth you use, download and upload, but you can also limit the amount of RAM and CPU that you want to use so that you don't have things crashing when you're doing something that really shouldn't be strenuous, but somehow it is on other browsers. They have what they call GX Corner, which allows you to keep up with all the new releases coming out with gaming. They also have a deal aggregator where you can get free games or heavily discounted games, and they show you where to download them, where you can buy them. It's really cool for gamers who are trying to, stay on a budget and always keep on top of good deals. And for you who watch me over on Twitch, twitch.tv/BigfryTV, it has built-in Twitch integration, so you can always keep on top of your favorite creators on Twitch. If you guys want to check it out, the link is down in the description below. Big shout out to Opera for sponsoring this video and for sponsoring the channel in the past. These guys are awesome. Check them out below in the description and the top pinned comment. But let's get back to Due Process. It just released onto Steam just the other day. Finally, after however many years, it's out to the public and you guys can jump in. The first thing you guys are going to notice right off the bat, the art style is really fucking cool. It's like this low poly, but almost like comic book style, old school gameplay, like Doom, but also just a lot more updated. I don't really know what you would call it, but I absolutely love everything about it. I love the character models, the aesthetic, the actual graphic art style itself. Really, really cool, especially in the tactical FPS scene. Everyone likes to go for the realistic style. There really isn't a style that's like this. So right off the bat, I got to give them props. This game has been, I remember hearing about this game in 2013. It's currently on the Steam store in early access for around $20. They're doing a 25% off sale right now. But the cool thing is, if you buy a copy on Steam, you get a copy in your inventory that you can then just give to a friend. So realistically, the game is around $9 or $10, depending if you're in the US or Canada, and you wouldn't really know it. They have a little picture on their storefront that says get a free copy to share with a friend. Now, this is for a limited time. I don't know when that's going to go away, but if you weren't really paying attention, you'd miss the fact that it actually is a buy one, get one, which I think is really cool, and big props to them. Where this game separates itself from other, not only early access games, but tactical FPSs in general, is the fact that every map that you play on is procedurally generated. So we were on stream the other day. By the way, if you guys aren't following Twitch, go. We play new games all the time over there. Every map is procedurally generated. You have basically an attack and defend. You're defending a bomb point, and what happens is you play 3 rounds on attack, and those 3 maps are generated literally right there when you jump in, and then you guys swap and you go back to the first map you played, and then you play through the maps again. So there's 3 different maps in every game if you're playing casual that you guys will just have to kind of learn and play on the fly. Now, all of the areas are very similar. Like, if you look at the maps, you'll have, an arcade or a freezer, or, everything's similar, but every placement is different. Different locations where you can breach in and enter is always changing. And that's one thing that early access games always fail on, is people jump in and they chomp up all the content, and then they're waiting on the devs to do something more. Like, where's the next map? Where's this? Where's this? These guys actually have the procedurally generated levels in there, so no two games are identical. They have a huge map pool that I guess rotates out every 40 days, I think people were telling me when we were streaming. It's very, very cool. They say that, actually on their store page here, they say that the generation process and different procedurally assisted levels are delivered weekly. via a Steam update, and they say you will not be playing the same stale level all the time. I love it. I love that idea. Just they're doing everything right. But let's talk about the most important thing when it comes to, in my opinion, tactical shooters and FPS in general, and that's the gunplay. I actually think the gunplay in this game is its lowest point, but don't write it off yet. It requires some subtle tweaking, and they have this idea of, they call it bracing in the game, and you guys are going to see some gameplay here. It's basically your canted, kind of angled aim from Modern Warfare. If you guys remember that, you kind of get the laser up and you can move around. But when you're doing it, there's no animations for moving. The gun recoil for most weapons, at least in my opinion, kind of feels almost non-existent. And it just, in my opinion, doesn't feel good to kill people at this point. You die really, really quick, which is nice, but you don't ever feel like you're getting shot, if that makes sense. Like, you're running, and if you open a room and somebody's sitting there, you don't really feel like you don't feel the impact of the bullets. And that's probably my biggest complaint, because you don't feel the impact of getting shot, and it also feels like you're not shooting or hitting people when you're it's very basic implementation of weapon and ballistic systems, and that's where I think this game needs, obviously, some tweaks. And the good thing is, it's in early access. I think my biggest complaint outside of the gunplay is the fact that once you die, it just goes to the overarching map, and you can guide your team to victory. Like, when you draw on the ground, it actually shows it, like, in the physical world for your team, but you can't spectate. So you don't get the good viewer experience, and I'm a guy who plays games on Twitch pretty much all the time, so it's like, I want my people to be able to watch the gameplay instead of just, if I die, it goes back to a map. So I really hope they go and they implement a spectator cam. That seems to be something that they could do pretty easily, I would hope. And other than that, I mean, there's not a lot of complaints here, to be honest with you guys. It's a well put together game. You have resource management, and the fact that you basically, when you spawn in, you guys have a planning stage. You can choose from a bunch of different weapons that are up on the board, but if you go in and you die, your team doesn't get those weapons back. So you better not fuck around, and you better be good at the game, because on defending, you really only have a choice of a couple of weapons. You got the auto shotty, a whole bunch of just basic bitch-ass shotguns, which I think actually do pretty well. You got a couple of AKs, a couple of, like MAC-10s and other SMGs, but you're very limited on resources. You can lay stuff like barbed wire down. You guys can grab different, items like Molotovs. Attacking, on the other hand, SMGs, sniper rifles, like, you're kitted to the nines on attacking. But again, if you keep fucking up, you're not going to be able to do it. Now, in casual, it's not really a big deal, because it's just best of 6, so you only need 4 rounds to win. So, you don't really have to worry about it. But when you get into ranked, I believe it said it's best of 12. I haven't played it yet. I want to go in with a team and actually go in and see what ranked is like in the future. The game is actually really fun. At the beginning, I was like, ugh, I don't know. I think it's because of the gunplay, and it's also because the pacing for me is a little bit weird, because the game is very CQC focused. Every map is kind of tight quarters. There's a couple of areas where it's open, but for the most part, you're dealing in close quarters. But players actually kind of move kind of quick. You got the sprint, and they move. So it's like a fast-paced, close quarters, tactical SWAT style FPS with like this 80s retro aesthetic that I think separates themselves from every other tactical FPS on the market. And these guys, like I said, they've been in the underground, they've been working, they've been building it up for years, and it's finally here, and they're getting very positive reviews on Steam. They're doing the buy one get one. They're doing everything right when it comes to early access development. There's things that need to be fixed. There's definitely some things that need to be tweaked, but like, I gotta give it to them. Their development studio is Giant Enemy Crab, and like, this is like a shining example of what you do when you go to early access. They've solved the problem of content. They've solved the problem of separating themselves from every other game on there, and it's a very good offer right off the gate with the buy one get one. Like you literally can't lose at this point. I see myself playing this a lot more for like an alternative to games like Modern Warfare, when we're just like, all right, not really feeling search and destroy. Y'all want to jump on and play some Due Process, because it is actually a really enjoyable game. It requires a lot of teamwork. It requires communication, which is literally BigfryTV in a nutshell. I gotta hand it to him. You guys are seeing the gameplay here. I strongly urge you guys to check this out. This isn't sponsored. This isn't anything like that. Just know the gunplay isn't the most satisfying thing in the world. They got to work on the death animations a little bit, but it's getting there. And after this many years of grinding and getting to this position, I'm actually kind of proud of them, and I don't know who they are. It's incredible. Let me know what you guys think down below. Have you played this game? Again, I only got like 4.5 hours in the game right now, but I'm really enjoying my time with the game. At the beginning, a little rough, but once you learn the pacing, once you learn what the game is about, whew, it's really good. If I could say, like, finally, a game goes to early access that I'm fucking with, and they're doing everything right. They're saying the game's going to be in early access for about 6 to 8 months. When I look at this game, I see systems like customization in terms of, like, dude, different laser sights and foregrips that you have to, like, manage your resources with as well. You only have a limited number of lasers or optics. I see so much content in terms of the gunplay that could improve that like tenfold. And I really hope they're taking into account that. They say 6 to 8 months. That's pretty quick. But it all depends on what their vision for the game is. If they don't want to go down that route with customization, I see the player models could have so many customizable options. And if you look at the main menu, there is an option there that says like customization coming soon. I think they're going to kill it. This is definitely one, if you're not willing to buy it right now, it's definitely one to keep an eye out on. But I mean, fuck, man. You and a buddy go in, put $20 down, and you both get a copy of the game. Like, it's such a good deal, dude. I'm actually really excited to talk about something that is good, developers that are doing it right, because we don't get a lot of those around these parts. So if I have an opportunity to showcase a really good developer doing something great in the genre that you guys know me for, I mean, fuck, man, we're all winning. Let me know what you guys think down below. Leave a comment, and if you guys enjoy the videos, please leave a like on them. Consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. My name is Big Fry. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I'll see you on the next one.